How are you, buddy?
Good to see you,
Good to see you too, man. How's it going? All right, guys, we are back. You are listening to K-Talk Radio, 1640 AM. This is the show, Utah Home Sweet Home. I am your guest. I am actually your host. I'm your guest, Nate Lambert. We've got the host today, Yoshi Shiraki, in studios. I said that backwards. And it is time for the nightmare story. So, Nate, if you don't mind diving into the nightmare story, please, I would love to hear the lessons that were learned through this experience.
Awesome. I've got a real juicy one for you, if that's okay.
Yes, like juicy ones.
Yeah, and it kind of goes along the same theme we've been talking about with creative financing. So
awesome.
There was a guy. I'll just call him Joe.
Okay.
And Joe was behind on his mortgage.
Okay.
And this guy was a drug user. I mean, he used crack cocaine.
Wow.
He was also a hoarder. Okay, so he had. You know, I'm not exaggerating when I say that it was like stacked 5-6 feet up in the air, like all this stuff.
Wow.
In his house.
Yeah.
And you know, so he was in a really bad situation, and I got called in again. I coach so many people.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'm pulled in at the last minute to save a deal and make something happen.
Right.
So they said, "Hey, this guy's ready to go." This was Friday, right?
Yeah.
And he said he's going into the auction's on Monday, so we gotta do something like right away. And this was Friday. I'm like, okay, well let's get him in. Let's go to the title company. Let's. So literally, you know, we're going and I'm negotiating this deal with him. Yeah. And and so we go to the title company to close, right? So like, we gotta. If I'm gonna catch you up, he was behind $35,000. We go to the title company, and this was nuts because not only was he on crack and he was also like an abusive husband, and his wife was like, "There's no way we're selling this." Like, whoa. She was like getting in the middle, and it was nuts. I had to like be this mass negotiator like at the last minute, right? And so we literally it was like because I had a relationship with this title company. I'd done a lot of deals there. They were so nice. They stayed open till 7. Oh wow. We still didn't have everything done and negotiated. So literally, they showed up on a Saturday for me. Oh my gosh. I'll never forget that they did this for me. So yes. They show up on Saturday. So we negotiate. Finally, like we get them both to sign. Get the wife to sign, him to sign. Yes. And he was like kind of drugged out and like, and he was actually in his full. Frame of mind at the time, but you could tell there were some effects of drugs. Yes. From the past. Right. Anyway, so close Saturday, I'm like, sweet. I'm like, I need to get this money to the bank. Like the auction was at 9:30, and oh man, right when my bank opened, I sent a wire in at 9 o'clock, and because we had to get this thing off the auction block, right? Right. So I'm like, I send the wire like right at 9 a.m. sharp, and then I am on the phone with the bank's lawyers, and I'm like sending emails. I'm talking to like every last little bank official. Like I am like going crazy trying to get them to stop the auction. Right. And guess what happened, Yoshi? What happened? They didn't stop the auction. Oh no! They sold the house to someone else. Oh at the auction. I sent 5 emails that they threw me up the chain of command. Yes. And it was a mess. But so I was super discouraged, and then I'm like, man, we did all this stuff and we didn't get this house. The title company went in on Saturday. Yeah, I mean, we pulled out all the stops. Yeah. But here's the exciting news. So yes. You bought it at the auction. 2 days later. No, 2 days later. I think because I had sent so many emails of like my my wire notifications and everything, like, and there was so much of a paper trail that I had actually caught this up before the auction happened, that they actually undid the sale. No. And I know the guy that bought it. Way. So they undid the sale and gave it to me like 2 days later. So like I went from being at top high as a kite when we finished negotiations to bottom of the barrel when when they sold to someone else back to the top of the,
Yes.
you know, when they gave it to me, right?
Yes.
But the story doesn't end there. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
So it gets even better. So literally, this guy, you know, we gave him like 30 days to get his crap out. But,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of crap. I mean,
yeah.
And he was like on drugs, you know. And
Yep.
so, we gave him some money, and I think he took all that money and just put it right into his veins, you know.
Oh no, yes.
So he was like just sitting on his pile of crap, you know, taking all this drugs into him.
Right.
And then, so he was out. He wasn't doing anything to move out, and his dad got involved, and his dad was like threatening to sue us, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
Yes.
So, so finally we ended up having we filed the evictions and everything.
Yeah.
Finally we went in, and they had 3 police officers like going in. This guy was threatening to commit suicide. I mean, it was so messy.
Wow.
But I got the dad on my side, and,
Yeah.
and we got these 3 police officers, and they escorted this guy out of his house.
Wow.
And then we had, I'm not joking, we had 17 dumpsters.
Holy cow.
17 dumpster fulls of just stuff.
I think my record's 6.
Yeah.
17?
I know, it was insane. And you know, we put it in a place where he could come and get the stuff if he wanted to, you know, so we tried to be fair with him. And then we also had like the contract. I mean, it was like gross, like dead cats. I think there were 4 dead cats.
Oh jeez.
And so that was another wild ride getting him out.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we put it on. We finally like fixed it up. We got it on the market, and then it didn't sell. Like didn't sell. I'm like, what's going on? This is like a nice rehab.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it was like spring hit.
Yeah.
And like we had like 4 offers in
Nice.
in a 24-hour period. Out of the blue.
Wow.
We made 101 grand.
Wow.
So it was like, had a lot of nightmare elements in there, right?
Yes.
But it was the craziest, most thrilling, exciting deal of my life.
Seriously.
We overcame the nightmares to just have an incredible home run hit.
That is fantastic. How did you find out 2 days later that you're getting it back? Did you just keep following up with more emails, or did you were like, okay, I'm done, I lost it, and then all of a sudden you got an email saying, hey, it's actually yours?
Yeah, I just got an email saying.
No way!
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa! That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. The guy who bought it at auction, do I know him?
I think so.
You'll have to tell me later. That is a really cool story. All right, so we just got done doing the radio show. Nate, thanks again so much for sharing. Really appreciate it.
It was fun, man.
Definitely. We're actually going to go on a field trip right now. We're going to go check out one of Nate's. Is it a flip?
It's actually, we flip to rent.
Nice. Nice. So we're going to go check out one of his flip to rents. It's here in Murray, right?
It's here in Murray.
Perfect. Yep. What, if you don't mind sharing a little bit about the square footage and how big it is?
Yeah, it's like 2,400 square feet. It's, you know, we're going to section off the top. We're going to do like a long-term rental.
Awesome.
And then the bottom, the basement, we've turned it into like a mother-in-law. We had a mother-in-law apartment, so we blocked it off, and we're going to turn that into an Airbnb short-term rental.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very
we added
nice.
a little driveway, so we got it all set so that it can be a sweet cash-flowing rental.
That is fantastic. So I'm excited to go check this out. We can ask him a little bit more about how because I'm curious how you determine your numbers on a fix to rent. So that's kind of cool. So without further ado, thank you, Nate, but let's go check out your property.
All right.
Awesome. All right. All right, so we are now here at Nate Lambert's investment property, and I'm going to let Nate take over from here and just kind of ask some questions along the way. But Nate, you'd mentioned there's a story with this driveway, so I'm curious to hear about it.
Ultimately, what we're doing with this house, Yoshi,
Yes.
it's in a great part of town by a large hospital, and so there's going to be a lot of traffic that people need a place to stay while their loved one is at the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
So it's great for Airbnb short-term rental. Because of COVID and everything, I don't want to do both top and bottom. We might eventually do that.
Yeah.
But the plan right now is to do the top as like a regular traditional rental that will pay most of the mortgage payment.
Got it.
And then the bottom will be Airbnb, and that's gonna just crush it, I think, in this area, and just have like, you know, probably $800 to $1,200 a month in cash flow.
Wow.
Is kind of the plan. So I bought this house with hard money, and then fixed it up with private money, and then I'm having a credit partner from Colorado. Since I work with people in 46 different states, I have a lot of people that want to get rentals in Utah. It's the #1 appreciating market in the country.
Nice.
For the last 5 years. So I'm like, hey, let's, you know, getting the appraisal done on this, and then we're going to close in his name, and then we're going to go ahead. I already have a renter that's ready to move in. But the story behind this driveway is that because there's not a lot of parking, so I wanted to increase the parking here. Yeah. Because the best way to get in trouble with the city is to tick off your neighbors, right? Yeah. So I'm like, hey, let's look at we could park like several cars here, so this could be one tenant's parking area. Yes. And then the other tenant can park in the little, you know, covered parking. Probably the long-term tenant will take the covered parking. We'll have the short-term take this whole driveway area.
Awesome. Very cool.
So.
Something I want to point out that maybe a lot of you who aren't experienced in real estate is you got a hard money loan to buy it, private money to fund the renovations, and then a credit partner in Denver to refinance. No money down. You do not need money to invest in real estate if you know how to do this type of stuff. Wanted to point that out.
Exactly. It's magic.
So this is my friend, Josh Christensen, and I get his mailers all the time. How funny is that?
That's
we were just talking about him on the show.
Yes.
You know Josh Christensen, right?
Yes.
Obviously you do. I know you do. It's funny because I get Josh's mailers all the time. And for those that are listening, I used to sit in a desk in an office that was like 5 feet away from Josh. So I'd bring the mailers to the office and I'm like, Josh, I'm not selling my house here.
All right, well, yeah, so now we're just in the kitchen area. This place smelled like, I could hardly take the smell of it. It was putrid, it was terrible. So we had to just rip out everything, gut it, totally redid this whole area, new kitchen, new fridge. This will be where the upstairs tenant lives. You can see totally new cabinetry and so we're gonna add a little stove here. Follow me. So we've got like a 2-bedroom apartment up here. So it'll be a nice, small little rental. Yeah. For a good family. Like I say, I already have someone that's applied and is gonna move in here probably like right away.
Wow.
So,
you said this top floor will rent for how much?
This top floor should rent for about $1,800.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, so we redid the bathroom and put new tile. This place was just a disaster. Like, if you could have seen the before pictures, it was really, really bad.
Was there something that you determined you would want to do what you're doing on this particular house? For instance, rent out the top, traditionally rent out the basement, Airbnb besides the hospital?
It was mostly, it's also really close to the freeway. It's tucked away in a nice neighborhood. Yeah. So it's not, you don't get the busy streets. Yes. But, I love that, we're 3 minutes away from I-15, and so people can get up and go and take care of other stuff. So it's very centrally located.
Very cool.
That's great.
All right, so we're in the basement now. This is where it's going to be the Airbnb apartment, correct?
Yep, and so we've sectioned this off. It's really easy to... We've got a deadbolt. We'll just lock that. And so it'll be two very separate living quarters. So we've also got 2 bedrooms down here and, very nicely remodeled bathroom. Yep. With the light tile. I love the grays and the whites.
Me really too.
Hot right now. Right? Yep. So partly we did the wood flooring because, that's gonna, especially with tenants, it's gonna last a lot longer than having the carpet where you have to,
Yes.
replace that frequently.
Exactly.
So this kitchen, I mean, we had the plumbing and, there was a kitchen in here, which is what appealed to me was the location and the fact that it already had a kitchen. So we did have to do a kitchen, but it was a lot cheaper. Yeah. Because, it was already had all the plumbing and so even though we replaced most everything because it was just so gross. Yeah. It was nice to be able to just have everything kind of set up. Very cool.
If you were to rent this basement traditionally, would it get close to the 1,700 as well, or a little less?
Probably more like 1,500. People pay a little less for
underground. Yeah, square footage.
But as an Airbnb, I mean, we might be able to pick up like $3,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
very possible.
Absolutely. There was a kitchen already here. You just took it out and put a new one in.
Yeah.
Got it.
We put in new cabinets, but the electrical and plumbing is a big deal, so it's nice to have that all set.
Exactly. So I think my last question then with this particular house is there a long-term exit strategy, way past the Denver partner coming in? I mean, is it like sell in 10 years or let's just keep this sucker forever?
Let's just keep this forever. I mean, I really believe that the values here in Utah are going to be doubling in the next 10 to 15 years. So my goal is to get as many of these as I can. And again, this one's going to cost me $0 out of pocket, so why not?
Right not.
The return is infinite, right?
Yes.
And, so we'll keep the cash flow. I like cash flow, but for me, the big game is the long-term appreciation. And the other game is to be able to, Yoshi, I'll be able to write off about $100,000 on my taxes.
Wow.
For this property.
Wow. That is fantastic.
Yeah, so this, it worked out really well.
Very well.
Laundry is important. So rather than have a laundry room with, there wasn't a great place to put it upstairs. So what we did is this can be used by both the upstairs tenants and the downstairs tenants.
Yes.
So they'll be able to lock, that door, the Airbnb tenants.
Right.
But then, we're going to throw up a washer and dryer here, and this will be the will be the entrance for for those people. So we'll have a separate entrance. And
very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that works out really well.
Absolutely. It reminds me of New York City, where I lived in a big apartment building. I think it was 12 floors. And in the basement, there was a laundry room where all the tenants would go down and do their laundry. Very convenient because a lot of apartments, my first apartment in Manhattan did not have a laundry room. I had to pack my laundry over my shoulder 2 blocks to the nearest laundromat. Then I upgraded to a building that had a laundromat in the basement. And then, of course, now I live in Utah, so I have a laundromat in my house, but I don't have to pack it. So yeah, that's awesome. Very convenient for both parties.
Yes.
Awesome. Anything else you want to show or share?
No, that's it.
Great.
Thanks for joining me today. And
yes.
It's been really fun to be on your show. And
I appreciate that.
Circle back, thanks for helping me get started in real estate investing, Yoshi.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that very much. All right, guys. Well, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Give it a thumbs up if you have any questions or comments. Don't forget to put them in the comment section below. And again, invest with Nate Lambert. Invest in?
Investwithnatelambert.com.
Investwithnatelambert.com. Don't forget to check it out.
Free copy of my book. Love to hook you up.
Free copy. Guys, go get that book right now. Check it out, read it, and then you can get in contact with him if you want to grow your real estate investing career. All right?
That's right. Active life, passive income, achieve financial freedom through real estate investing. I'm all about, mountain biking, going on big trips with the family.
Yes.
Living that fun, active lifestyle. My definition of financial freedom is the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, or how long you want.
I love it.
That's what real estate can do for you, right?
I love it. Yep, I love it. Well, thank you so much again, Nate. I appreciate it.